Yes, already deep sectarian divisions in Iraq. With me is Hadya Alalawi from BBC Arabic. Tell us a little bit about this footage.
So the footage was originally released by the detainees who were released from the Popular Mobilization Forces. They alleged that they were tortured, as you mentioned in the report, while they were interrogated, and it was then widely shared on Facebook, on Twitter, and it was also used by different news agencies. So it's been widely spread now.
And I was mentioning the sectarian divide. The worry will be that people don't feel safe enough to come out of Fallujah, so they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, quite literally.
Unfortunately, that's the situation right now, and I think at the beginning of the battle, the UN was warning from the humanitarian crisis that might happen in Fallujah. 50,000 people are actually stuck now. IS has resorted to starving them, so there's shortage of food, there's shortage of water, medical equipment, and they're actually killing people who are even trying to leave the city. And now there's another aspect of that, which is the sectarian division. So the Popular Mobilization Forces are being accused of committing these kind of crimes, so they're not likely to go into the city because the majority of people in the city are Sunnis, and because of that sectarian division between Iraqis, it's going to be very difficult for the army to actually take control of the city without the help of the Popular Mobilization Forces. So people are literally stuck in so many senses.
And it's really these divisions that led us to this problem in the first place, wasn't it?
Yes, it is, unfortunately. I mean, I hear that Iraq was not like that like 30, 40 years ago. It's this kind of divisions and not being on the same team that kind of got Iraq in this. The army has in the past accused people of Fallujah of supporting IS and even welcoming them or being sympathetic towards them. And I think it's because the Sunnis were kind of put aside in a lot of senses in the Shia government. So that led to a lot of sectarian divisions, and obviously this led to this kind of battles and this kind of wars being waged.
And we're, what, 2 weeks into the war for Fallujah at the moment? How is the battle going?
It's really hard to tell at this point. I mean, the Prime Minister Hadya Alalawi mentioned last week that the first two parts of the battle are over, and apparently there are 3 stages, so the first 2 stages. But we don't know exactly what that means. So what does the first stage contain exactly? What is it? And the third stage, what is it? The thing is with this kind of war, because it's not a regular war, you need to remember, it's not 2 armies fighting, it's more of a street fight. So it's really difficult to advance in the city, because the army needs to clear street by street and sort of area by area. So the advance is very slow. It's not going to be 2 armies fighting. The IS does not have that capability of doing that. It's not a regular war between 2 sides. Otherwise, it would be much easier for the army. But they resort to suicide bombings and things like that, and just putting bombings in the streets and attacking civilians. So that's sort of like their tactics. They don't have any military strategies.
Of course, we're talking about Fallujah, and then we'll be talking about Mosul, perhaps, in the months to come. It's not going to be easy, is it? Hadya, for the moment, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Hadya Alalawi there from BBC Arabic.